Welcome everybody back to Boost Emotion, guys. And I actually didn't think I had to make this video. PSI does not correlate with power. Yes. But before I get into the video, guys, please contact me at Boost Emotion IG and Facebook and boostemotion@gmail.com. Otherwise than that, guys, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so you guys may see different dyno graphs out there. So check that card up above, right? And you guys always ask, okay, well, you might see one tuner that makes 400 wheel horsepower at 18 PSI. You may see another tuner make 430 horsepower, 430 wheel horsepower at 19 PSI. So you're like, well, I'm gonna want to go with that tuner. Well, that's not necessarily the case all the times, because one, all tuners are not created equal. Always remember that, okay? I want you guys to get that out of your head. Like, just because they throw a dyno graph up there doesn't mean they're the best one because they make the most power. We all love numbers. I love numbers too, but sometimes there's gonna be different factors. That brings me to number 2, elevation. Now, pretty much the closer you are to sea level, the more oxygen is in the air. Pretty much the more oxygen molecules. So I live in the city, New York City, so I'm pretty much at sea level, so I would always have the most amount of oxygen available. For some of the guys who live at elevation of 3, 4, 5,000 above sea level, you guys have less oxygen in the air, which means it's harder for you guys to make the most amount of power. So you may see some tuners, some guy who may live at 5,000 elevation, right? 5,000 feet above elevation, and he might be running 22 PSI and making 420 horsepower. Or wheel horsepower, and you're like, wow, why is he running 22 PSI and he's making more power than me? Well, one, they have to actually turn the PSI up so they can get more oxygen in the combustion chamber, and 2, you know, that's just what they gotta do. Now let's move on from elevation. Now we're also going to talk about fuel here. You guys have to look into the type of fuel these tuners are using. You have some tuners that are, let's say in California, that have to go on 91 fuel, which is pretty much piss. I'm sorry guys, it's just like, come on, 91 fuel. I didn't think it was that bad. I used to put 91 fuel in my Maxima, and my Maxima would shake. So I just know it's not the easiest thing to tune with, but you may see some people who make a certain amount of power on 91 fuel, so they can't make a lot of the changes that you would want to make on the certain timing tables and other parameters that they would have to do within the tune, right? But also you have some guys tuned on 93. Now 93 is a higher octane, is less prone to pre-detonation and knock. If you guys know what that is, pretty much that's when the motor, the air and fuel mixture go boom before the spark. That's never good for your motor. That's a slightly better octane fuel for these cars, and that's how you would see higher power numbers. And finally, number 3, you can even talk about E85. You guys know that E85 is pretty much like a cheap way affordable fuel. Doesn't give you the best gas mileage, but its octane level is so high that you can pretty much turn up the boost and just go wild. Or you could turn down the boost and make the same amount of power. It is what it is compared to a 93 at higher boost. But otherwise than that, excuse me guys, but otherwise than that, those are some of the factors that go into tuning these cars, because you guys get a lot of the stuff misconstrued about how much power. It's all like a numbers game with you guys, and I understand it. I'm a number game too. I would love numbers game, but what I realize is there's always going to be so much factors. And to bring this to a close, let me talk about the last one, peak numbers, right? I know I talked about this in a previous video, but yes guys, you may see a tune that say 440 peak wheel horsepower, right, on 93 fuel. You're like, oh my god, he's the best tuner ever. But then he falls on his face. Depends on how you tune. The car might fall on his face to 360 wheel after a certain amount of RPM. No, you want to go and look at people who have the consistent amount of tools, the best numbers on a specific type of fuel you're going to use within your elevation, within your fuel that you're going to be using, and even your modifications. And that's what I actually forgot to throw in there too. It also depends if the car has modifications. It doesn't make sense to say this guy made 400 horsepower on 93 pump stock car, or this guy made 440 horsepower with low downpipes, CATBACK exhaust and intakes on 93 in the same elevation. It's going to be different. So you guys got to understand, what are the modifications, where's the elevation, what fuel are they using. Always remember that, okay guys? But otherwise than that, wait, I forgot one more, the dyno. Not all dynos are created equal, because you have the Mustang dyno, which is load base, and you have like the dyno jets and the diameter, I feel like dynometer, which is pretty much like doesn't have any inertia, it's just like free rollers. So those results are always going to be different. And then there's also this part: not all dynos are calibrated. Not a lot of people calibrate them. So yes, guys, it depends on what the settings they put into the computers. It depends on if it's calibrated for the car. I've seen people say this is a 4-cylinder 200 horsepower Honda Civic to just throw off the dyno a little bit. It's always going to be a little different. So all dynos are not created equal. They're not always calibrated properly. So yes, guys, it's always going to be a numbers game to chase. But I just wanted to make this quick video talking about this. I appreciate you guys very much. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. You can contact me at Boost Motion on IG and Facebook, and boostmotion@gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Thank you.